Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sloottalk. Today, I'm here with my friend Angela. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Angela Mazzanti. I'm a heavily tattooed model and just all around bad bitch.
Love it, here for it. So I want to talk about the first time I met you. So it was last year at Incarceration, and I went with my friend our friend Hawk, and that's when I met you, and I was just like, wow, this is a hot fucking bitch. Like,
Dude, it's funny you say that because I thought you were so fucking hot, especially with like the clown makeup and everything. I was like, who the fuck is she?
stop, you're making me blush. Like, my first impression of you was just almost like, oh my God, like I'm scared. Like, not in like a bad scared, but like this is such a beautiful human. Like, I just can't make eye contact with him. Like, I can't make eye contact. And then you were so nice and you gave me a shirt, which I don't even know why. I think I got beer spilled all over my shirt or something. So you're like, here, you can just take one. And it said husband beater. Loved it.
You know, we support all women's rights and wrongs.
Yes.
So.
That's iconic. That is literally iconic. So talk to me about your clothing brand.
Yeah, so my clothing brand's called Nowhere Fast. I started it, I think it's been like almost 4 years, so like 3.5 years now.
Wow.
I like to say we're unapologetic. We, empower people being themselves. And I really just wanted to like make a bad bitch brand for all the bad bitches.
For all the bad bitches, what are some of your like best sellers?
So I have this one that says fuck your opinion on the front, but on the back it says I'm not a dog trainer, but I know a bitch when I see one. And literally I was like Googling because before I made it, I hadn't seen anybody use that phrase. I was like,
Yeah,
cool.
like it was original.
Yeah, I got something cool. I got something original. And then recently I went on Google and like searched it. Fucking a t-shirt at like Walmart online has it now. Which I'm like, okay, whatever.
And that's a really big problem I've been noticing with copying brands and stuff, and big companies like Shein or Walmart or Temu or whatever copying these small independent brands like to a T.
Yeah, like literally just like ripping off. And I like it's really, really hard to trademark something like that and then enforce it on top of that. So it's gonna happen, but I feel like if people are copying you to that extent, then like you're doing something right. So then it's like, okay, now let me just be a step ahead and start making new stuff.
That's a really good way to look at it. Like, you're obviously doing something right if fucking Walmart is copying you. Like
how the fuck did they see that?
You made it.
It was weird too because I was at the gym the other day, and literally the ladies next to me were talking about like I just kind of overheard, and I heard them say the phrase like that they saw it on a t-shirt, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, because I've always wanted to like my brand to like go somewhere random and then see somebody wearing one of the shirts, or like just be scrolling online and like see somebody in it, and it's starting to get to that point now that I'm like, okay, like all the hard work, all the suffering, like all the pain is finally paying off.
It's very well deserved. My favorite thing about your clothing brand is the appearances you guys make at festivals. Can we talk a little bit about that? Like, how do you work with these festivals? Like, what got you started?
Oh, I love the festivals. Honestly, like if it wasn't for those, I probably wouldn't still be really pushing the brand as much as I am, but I love them so much. It's really just like made me really want to put my all in the brand. So I got started with the festivals through a friend's clothing brand maybe like 2 years ago. And our first one was actually Incarceration. But it was such a shit show going through the first couple ones because like there's so much you have to learn about like doing a festival, like being prepared for it. Like, and the only like you can try to prepare for as much as possible, but the only like real way to like be prepared is to just do one and figure out like, okay, don't do this, like watch other brands, see how they like things like getting your merch there.
Yeah.
Like setting up your booth, making it aesthetically pleasing, like the amount that goes into it.
It's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of thinking behind it and a big creative process as well, because you want to stand out from the other brands at festivals as well. And I think my favorite thing that you guys do are what would you call them?
Like the $5 deals.
The $5 deals you guys offer. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I really wanted to stand out. I wanted to like make the booth an experience for people, like something to talk about, make like people pull out their phones to like record stuff and like the brand be in the background. And I was like, what can I add on with these shows that's fun like that? And it started out with like pranks and stuff like during the festivals. Like honestly, where it kind of like started in a way was like yelling at people to show me their butthole. And I was like, if you show me your butthole, I'll give you a free shirt.
That is so cool.
And then it led on from there. And like I ended up making a t-shirt specifically for that. So like for a while, as long as we had them, if you showed us your butthole at a festival, you got a free t-shirt that said,
how many buttholes have you seen like that?
At least like 300, because I think I printed like 300 of those shirts. So probably more than that.
And they're not like cute, like shaved, bleached buttholes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
it's
cool.
Scary. I've seen toilet paper. I've seen hemorrhoids. I've seen shit. Like
and festivals are dirty. Like people aren't. They're sweaty, gross. It's like
you
you're
really
like
can't wipe your ass in like a porta potty like cleanly.
Wow. And you were like, show me.
Yeah.
Show me. I want to see the toilet paper bits. Like
lines, like a line of like 7 dudes at once. Butthole.
Wow.
But yeah, so after that we started doing these $5 deals where you can get slapped, spanked, stepped on, spit in your mouth. And that started at one festival in particular called the Gathering of the Juggalos. And I was like, okay, there's something like here that like we can make some extra money on the side. People love it. It's getting people to pull out their phones, like, and people were just down.
I will say it's very entertaining. Seeing it online, but also in person, it's so entertaining that people are willingly coming up to you and the girls that you hire, and it's like, I will pay you to kick me in the balls.
Literally, which is crazy to me. And I feel like people watch that kind of stuff online and they're like, oh, I would never do that. But when you're in person, you're there with your friends, you're drinking a little bit, even you're not drinking, like you're just there. It's like the environment. People are like, I'll pay for my homie to do it. And then you're like, oh, okay, fuck it. And then everyone there would leave with a smile. Like
it's
people
fun.
Are laughing. Like it's just like a whole experience that I feel like not a lot of people would understand unless you're like there in the moment. You see it, like you're doing it.
I also think maybe people struggle understanding because it is a little bit of it's a kink, you know, like pain play is a very big thing with the ball busting and slapping and all that. It's a very big kink. And I think it's fun that it's like kind of out in the light now, because I do feel like there's a lot of stigma against it, you know? But if you're consenting to someone causing you physical pain, I think that's okay. You know, like as long as it's 2 consensual adults, it's okay.
And as long as you're doing things correctly, like, you know, you're not trying to like really hurt these people, like it's in a fun manner. I mean, like, and we usually ask like, how hard do you want it, like if you're getting slapped or something like that, or like people would get punched. So we'd always ask before, like, okay, how hard can I kind of go, like what's your boundary? If they're like, no, just send it. Also,
like, I think we need to remember, people listening, that these are professionals. So Angela is a professional dom, all right? So I don't recommend just going around and like punching your partner in the balls or like slapping him, even if he is down for it or they're down for it. Watch videos, educate yourself before you do any type of BDSM work. And this is under the BDSM community. So just be safe, everybody.
Yeah, definitely be safe. Because I mean, it can turn bad really fast. Like if you hit somebody in like the wrong spot, you can knock them out. Like, obviously, like there's been times like we've hit people and like gashed them or like knocked somebody's tooth out. Or
I kicked someone in the face one time. I was dancing on the pole and I went upside down to do this trick, and I had these huge heels on, and I just clocked this dude in the jaw, and I felt so bad because it was an accident. I mean, like, he was standing really close to me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he goes, no, that was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You just unlocked something in
him.
I
did. I unlocked it. Like, he was so happy in his face. And I'm like horrified because I'm like, oh my God, like, please.
I hurt this guy.
I hurt this man. Like, this innocent guy I just literally kicked in the face. And he was like, I loved it.
For sure. But I feel like the festivals, though, like the metal festivals, it's like you're used to going in the pit, like, or people crowd surfing, kicking you in the head. So, like, at least you're aware of it. You know it's coming, like, a little bit. And I would say it's like a 50-50 on, like, really seeing, like, people who are, like, you can tell when people are like, yeah, like, I'm into being degraded or hit or spanked or anything like that. And then other 50 of just, like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Like, doing it for the fun. What's the craziest thing you've done? Like at a festival?
Let's see. There was this one person who actually like wanted to be dommed, And he came up, asked me and my assistant, like, how much it would be to dom him. We were like, okay, like, what's your price range? Like, what do you want to do? And we'll figure out a time. So came up with an agreement, and we switched, because obviously somebody's got to watch the booth.
Yeah.
I took him to the back, knocked him on the ground, like, was, like, stepping on him, kicking him, like, pulling him by his hair and slapping him, spitting, and, like, talking down to him, like, you have such a little dick, your mom fucking hates you.
Oh
like,
my God.
super just degrading. And then the best part is where, and I'm watching my assistant do this. She goes back. He had bought a choker that day. She takes her belt off. She puts it around the choker and is like, walk. And he walks on all fours like a little dog. And it's muddy back there. Like, it's disgusting.
Oh my God.
And then she had just been in the porta potty. And if we've ever been to a festival porta potty, we know those things are not clean, especially like later in the day. There's piss on the floor. Like,
Shit
you don't know what.
Yeah.
Throw up probably. She made him lick her shoes clean. And then we finished. He just got up. He like beelined out. We were both like, I don't know if we like did too much, or like he came back like 30 minutes later and he was like, that was the best doming session.
He needed a minute to process it.
100%. He was like, well, let me gather my thoughts and figure out.
Wow.
It was tight.
That's iconic. So like a complete stranger too. Like you never met this man before this interaction.
Nope. Complete stranger. Because he had seen us like doing like the $5 deal thing and like was like, oh, like what about like a private session? Because I don't think he wanted to be like publicly degraded.
Yeah. Which is fair, because everyone's a little bit different, and sometimes not everybody has that humiliation kink with it, or public humiliation. So you said you went to the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
This is my favorite festival I've ever been to, because there's literally no place like it. Like, it is free man's land, and like just like a complete judgmental free environment. Like, everyone can be themselves. Like, it's like, if you're a fucking weirdo, like if you were like that kid who got bullied when you were growing up, or like, you know, this is a place for you. It's like such a family, and there are no rules.
And it's ICP's festival, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's Insane Clown Posse's festival, because if you don't know what a juggalo is like an ICP fan in a sense. I think that's the easiest way you can put it. Mm-hmm. And it's a 4-day festival in Thornville, Ohio at Legend Valley. And the only way I can explain it is just like it's free man's land. Like, there's dicks out, there's titties rules. Out, there's naked people, there's people doing butt chugs where like they're pouring like beer down at somebody's like butt crack and somebody's on the floor drinking it.
So nudity is okay.
Everything. There's cops even walking around to like protect and make sure. But you can do whatever you want. Like, I watched a group of people put a Confederate flag in a porta potty and then shit on it and then blow it up with fireworks.
Wow. Like they were shitting on the porta potty.
They were shitting on the Confederate flag in the porta potty.
People took turns. Mm-hmm. And then blew it up with fireworks. That's iconic.
Yeah. And it's crazy to see in person. Like,
it's crazy to hear about, let alone I can't believe you've like literally experienced these things.
By far my favorite experience. And like when I went there, I was like, this is my first one. I just found out about it, and everyone was like, had been telling me before, like, if you guys are like this crazy brand, you have to go there. And
I think it fits.
Yeah. Very, very, and we're doing it again this year, so I'm so excited. I got to come up with new things, but I did get in trouble last year for a couple of the things I did.
What'd you get in trouble for, Angela?
So I wanted to stand out. I wanted people to know who the fuck we were.
Of course.
I wanted people to know that we're fucking down with the clown, like that we are down for it. And so I was like, each day I'm going to do some contests. One day I did a titty sucking contest where we put vanilla pudding. It was supposed to be more like a cum eating contest. We put vanilla pudding on girls' tits. Other people, like, you know, you got to eat it off. Whoever ate it off first won. We did an ass eating contest with chocolate pudding down people's ass cracks. But where I got in trouble or spoke to was the dick sucking contest. And it is quite literally...
So you're telling me you had a dick sucking contest?
Actually, real dicks, real humans, not like a dildo sucking. Like, 'cause that's what everybody's like, oh, like, you guys probably did, like, dildos. Like, no.
And how did you find these people?
So I kept advertising it. This was like, it was on the third day. So each day before I'd be like, dick sucking contest Friday at 4 p.m. Bring your dick and somebody to suck it. So everyone's like, okay, like this definitely some shit's going down. So day comes. Mind you, there's no like camping showers here unless you have an RV or something like that. Most people just camp in a tent. No showers. Porta potties rarely get cleaned. So
everyone's sweaty, they're gross. This is the
hot.
last day of the festival.
I think
so
the
like
third day at that point.
But the dirt has been accumulating.
Yeah, it's up there. And so 2 people came up and they were like, I'm down to participate in the dick sucking contest. And I was like, okay, well, whose dick are you going to suck? They were like, well, we don't have anybody. We had a group that point, like in front of the booth of like 50 people.
They were ready to watch.
They were ready to watch. Mostly guys, which makes me be like, what are you really into? You want to watch a bunch of guys get their dick sucked? All right.
Yeah.
So 2 people ended up being like, I'm down. Fuck it.
That's crazy.
They came up. I was like, all right.
Did they know each other? Did these people know each other?
No clue.
So it was strangers sucking strangers' dicks.
Yes. Which now, thinking of it, probably not the best idea in that regard. But I figured like couples would come up or
yeah. Well, you did say bring your dick and someone to suck it,
yeah.
as in people would pick their own.
And they had free range,
partners.
I guess, to say no.
Yeah. I mean, it was all volunteer base.
Yeah. So it's on them, I guess. Anyways, so they start. I'm like, okay, it's going to be judged on your quickness of nutting, the skills of the dick sucker, and then your money shot. They start. This contest goes over 10 minutes long. And that's a long blowjob. It's getting like frothy and like, you know, people are dehydrated. Like I almost threw up watching it. Like there's a point in the video we had where you literally watched me go and I fucking gagged.
I don't blame you. Maybe like at that point, like it's just,
I think it was the mix of adrenaline from like doing something like that.
I can't just picture the frothiness that you keep describing. Like I think I also don't really like spit personally, so I understand.
It was a lot. And mind you, everybody's still watching through it. And so it came to a point where nobody finished and one like team opted out because they were like, yeah, I'm tapped, I can't do anymore. And the guy wouldn't stay hard, so you can only do so much.
I can understand how that would be like a lot, you know, like when you hear it, like obviously like every guy wants to get his dick sucked, right?
But in a front of 50 plus people
by someone you don't know, and maybe you're not attracted to this person, but also like in front of like a bunch of other men would probably be a lot.
Just like everywhere you turn to look, like
people are staring at you and they're like, you gonna come? Like I'd feel the pressure.
For sure. So yeah, ended that way. Winner got a free t-shirt and coined best dick sucker of the gathering.
Yeah.
But then when I signed up for I was going to sign up for last year and they were like, hey, you guys were the ones who did the BJ sucking contest, right? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, maybe don't do that this year because, you know, there's kids and like, you know, it's all ages and we just don't want to be doing...
You're telling me this event is all ages?
It is. Yeah. But I mean...
That's crazy.
Juggalo.
Well, what about the other... Didn't they have like a talent show?
Yeah, so they have like a bunch of different like things going on throughout the festival. They have like contests, they have like performances like all over, and they had a talent portion. And one girl's talent was squirting. So she gets up on stage.
I mean, that is a talent.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you can squirt on command, like
hands down
you
to you.
win. And she got on stage, takes her pants off, takes an umbrella, like the bottom of an umbrella, not like the twisty one, but it was like a ball.
So not a sex toy, it's an umbrella.
It's an umbrella.
Okay.
And starts masturbating with it and then squirting on stage.
On stage. And how many people do you think are watching?
Hundreds at this, like
the stage of the show.
It was like one of these stages. So there's like a bunch of stages throughout the festival, but one of the stages in a tent.
Wow.
And then there was another one, so there's a wet t-shirt contest too. And each girl gets their pool. And one girl pissed in her pool and then drank it. And then proceeded to take all her clothes off. And I didn't see this in person. I just saw a video of somebody show, but they were like right up front. She spreads her legs, takes her underwear, and shoves them all the way up.
So she was doing some panty stuffing.
Yeah.
Panty stuffing's hot.
I've never seen it before,
did she win?
I think she won.
I hope so.
Yeah.
She was committed.
I'm pretty sure she won. I don't
to
feel
the
like you
bit.
can do that and like not win.
I don't think the other girls stood a chance in the wet t-shirt contest after she pissed in the pool, drank the pool water, stuffed her panties inside her. Like
She won in my eyes.
Yeah, mine as well. She definitely won. That's pretty badass. Panty stuffing is fun though.
Never tried. I didn't know it was a thing until, and then I see the image in my head still.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I wonder what she's doing.
Obviously, like the skimpier the panties you have on, the little like easier it is to do. But it also dries you out a little bit. So
I can believe that.
you gotta like, you know, be really lubed up.
Do you leave them in there for like a while or?
It depends. I think personally what feels the best with panty stuffing is like the pulling out.
Okay.
So like you stuff it up there and then like you'll have someone or you do it yourself like slowly kind of pull it out, and it's like a very weird feeling. So that's my favorite part, but I'm sure like you could leave it up there for a bit. It also goes in with the whole like panty kink, you know, like men who are like really into like women's panties, like that's like a really big thing for them, because then it's like the whole pair of panties smell like your pussy versus just like the little like
you get like full scent, full saturation.
Full saturation. So it's like panty kink to the max.
There's definitely been like a lot of kinks I'm like learning about the more I get into like sex work, and like
it's really like unlimited.
Yeah, there's no end to it. There's always something.
No end to the amount of kinks that there are. So you do a lot of dom content. I want to talk about that. What got you started?
How did I even get started? I don't know. I've just always, I guess, just been like a very like dominatrix type like vibe. And when I got into like OnlyFans, I got a lot of requests for like small penis humiliation, degrading, and then like a lot of my friends were like, oh, will you dom me for a video? And just kind of like slowly started to get into that way, and then started learning more about it, started playing around with it more, and like was like, yeah, this is definitely like, this is me.
You've like found your calling.
100%.
Could you give us a little preview of what like a small penis humiliation would be like with you?
Wow, that's your fucking dick? Are you kidding me? That thing is fucking pathetic. How dare you even fucking show me that little tiny fucking pathetic little baby dick? Oh, it's so little.
Wow, that was amazing. So people pay you to say that to them.
Yeah, so small penis humiliation, degrading, cum eating instructions are probably some of my favorite to do.
I will say I actually love CEI. I do need a new CEI video if you're down.
I'm so down. I have so many ideas.
So CEI, like Angela said, is cum eating instructions. So it's like a JOI, which is jerk off instructions, and then you end with instructing the person to eat their cum, which is very interesting. Very interesting. I also, the way I kind of process it in my mind of like how that could potentially be hot, you know, because I personally don't think I have a CEI kink. But I will say, when I think about like a guy coming inside of me and then eating my pussy after he came inside of me, technically that's cum eating.
Yeah.
And that's hot. Like I'm into that.
Or like a guy comes in your mouth and you spit it back into his.
That's hot too. That's hot as fuck.
I love that.
So like if you just say like cum eating instructions, instructing someone to eat their cum, that sounds weird. But if you like put it into specific scenarios,
and you're like, wow, you know,
then you can kind of connect the dots and you're like, okay, wait, I could get behind this. So that's always so much fun. And you told me earlier that OnlyFans is how you funded your brand, Nowhere Fast.
Yeah. So obviously it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of time to like build a brand, especially with like clothing, because you have to put money into like inventory and then like designs, and just there's a lot that goes into it. And then on top of that, festivals, it's like obviously like with online sales you can sell like pre-sale and then go print it and figure out like exactly how much you need, but the festivals you have to come with stock ready. So I was able to like really push my OnlyFans, and I was like, what can I do to invest this money into something that can make me more money like down the road? And it just ended up being my clothing brand.
I think that's beautiful too. Like you were able to take this like very lucrative source that you had that you enjoyed doing, and then invest that money into something else that you enjoy doing as well, like a passion project. I think that's really awesome, because starting a brand, any type of brand that you're starting, is there's so much money that you need just to get things started and the ball rolling, and having that money yourself to invest in your own projects is helpful. It's helpful.
Yeah.
Versus like asking for sponsors. And I have 3 businesses myself, so I love that you have a clothing brand. And I think more women out there, like, start your own brands, follow your dreams. If you want a clothing brand, do it. Figure it out.
Yeah, because I mean, what's the worst case? Like, let's say it doesn't work out. Okay, you move on to something else, like, or it could like go insanely well, and you never know where it's gonna lead or what it's gonna lead to. But like, you won't know if you don't try. And like, I mean, there's the whole phrase of like, scared money doesn't make money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't try, it's like you have 0% chance of it happening.
Yeah, and like, you can do it. You can figure out all the business stuff as you go. Like, I didn't go to college. I did not get a degree in business. Did you?
No.
You don't need a business degree, guys. You can do it.
If you have the internet, you can learn everything.
I love it. So, and I want to end this episode with you, which has been great, by the way. So we're going to do a video, and that's going to be something.
I'm seriously so excited for it, especially after seeing like the whole setup.
So I have a St. Andrew's cross in my barn, you guys. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's literally a big X. And it's in the BDSM community. You basically attach someone to the X and then let your imagination run wild with all the things you can do from there.
There's so many things you can do with it.
So many things. And I am going to get tied up to my St. Andrew's cross, and Angela and Angie are going to dominate me.
God, I'm so excited. It's going to be so sick. Like, just the setup is just gorgeous. It's going to be so much fun doming you, because you told me you're not really much of a sub.
Yeah, so I'm a switch. I think I'm more submissive with men and more dominant with women, which is funny because you look at me and I don't look like I'd be like a dom, but I actually love doming, like, so much. It's very fun. So, but I'm really excited to have this role reversed, where I get to go into a subspace and let you dominate me, which is very new for me. But I think it'll be great.
Oh, it's going to be.
And by the time this video comes out, you guys, on YouTube, the podcast, you'll probably be able to see this video on both of our OnlyFans, if that is something that interests you. Maybe it does. You know where to go. But thank you so much for coming.
Dude, thank you so much.
And I'm excited for the rest of the collab we have. And hopefully the listeners really enjoyed your insight on your clothing brand and all your crazy stories. It's great.
Dude, yeah, thank you so much for having me on and having me out. And it's been a great day so far. And I'm really excited to get all this content and work done.
It's going to be great. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning.